Morning, everyone. As promised, better late than never. I'm doing an APA tutorial, and because I'm not I can recognize APA, but I don't know its inner workings. I have my OWL Purdue open beside me. Interesting, so whenever you get your assignment for APA, just check which one you're supposed to use. So here I'll be using the APA 7, but older style, the APA 6 might also be an option. So just make sure that you're following your university or your instructor's instructions. So general guidelines say your essay should be typed double-spaced on standard paper with 1-inch margins. So if you go to layout, and you go margins, 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch, so just normal will be the proper. So include a page header. So I double click, or if I'm not in there, I can right click and edit header. At the top of every page for professional pages, this includes your paper title and page number. So paper title, we'll find out what side of the page that's supposed to be on, and then we'll insert a page number. For a student paper, this only includes the page number, and to create a page running head, insert page numbers flush right. So flush right. It is recommended, few fonts widely available. So yep, 11 point. So I'm gonna have to change this. So 11 point Calibri, 11 point Arial, or Lucidia Sans Unicode, as well as serif fonts. Oh, serif fonts such as Times New Roman, Georgia, or Modern Computer. But the default one on Word now is Calibri. It used to be Times New Roman, but Calibri is really accessible. So Calibri, 11 point font. So major paper sections. Your essay should include 4 major sections: the title page, abstract, main body, and references. And this may change depending on what your professor requires. You may not have to include an abstract, but you usually will have to have a title page, a main body, and references. So please note, APA provides slightly different directions for formatting the title pages of professional papers and student papers. Those turned in for, so your student papers. Beneath the title, type the author's name, first name, middle initial, D, and last name. Do not use titles like doctor or PhD. Beneath the author's name, type the institutional affiliation, check, which should indicate the location that the author's research is conducted. I guess you could put Alberta if you wanted to, just because. A professional paper should include, nope, we're not going to do that. Student paper should not include an author's note. Note, again, that the page and header numbers described above also appear at the top of the title page. So yes, this is correct. And so the professional blah, 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 student APA. Let's open this image in a new tab. Oh, so it doesn't have, so here, if we want to just suppress that, we just go here and we go different first page. So we can also, though, number, I want to show my number on the first page. Hey, that didn't work. We'll figure it out. Okay, and apparently I should have some space. So if this is supposed to be centered, there you go. So this is supposed to be centered. Apparently it's also supposed to be all capitalize each word, besides words that aren't important. So things like of and is and possibly this, but because it's after the colon, I'm going to leave it capitalized. What is this? I don't know. What is English 219? It's probably some kind of critical writing and stuff. We'll just put critical writing, because this is an example and we want to get through it. And that's what it should look like. Oh, I guess they've changed the dates too. So December 13th, 2020 would be my due date for the final. And that's what my title page should look like. I could even have that there so that it's a little bit more centered. Okay, so at this point then I want to insert a new page because that is my page. And here then I would put title of my paper, which is my abbreviated title. Okay, we're going to do this a little bit different so that we don't get that up there because apparently we're not supposed to have it. There we go. So that worked. Yes. So different first page. I still get my page numbers and I get my title page there. Okay. Another way I was going to do this was just create a section, but you don't have to, it seems. Yes, so we're not doing professional. So then we would have an abstract. Begin a new page. Your abstract page should already include the page header. So that's your header. So we're moving on to our new page. We can zoom in a bit, but I won't. Your abstract page should already have the page header described above on the first line in the abstract. Yes, no abstract. So on the first line of the abstract page, center and in bold. So center, bold, word abstract. All right, done. And then we'll get out of bold. Remember, this is probably supposed to be double spaced as well. Just no italics, underlining, or quotation marks, just in bold. Beginning of the next line, write the concise summary of the key points of your research. This will be a prose paragraph, not points. So your abstract should typically be no more than 250 words. What I'm going to do then is I'm just going to copy and paste that as my abstract. Actually, I'm going to paste it with match text only. There we go. This just so happens to be 73 words, so I can have a longer abstract if I want. You may also want to list keywords from your paper abstract to do this. Indent as you were starting a new paragraph, so indent, so one tab space, and then keywords italicized, so italics, and then I assume, and then list your keywords. Copy. Keep text only. There you go. That's not how you do keywords. You'd probably, it's like, think of keywords like hashtags, and then they have another example. And then I would insert new page. Okay. And then you would write my paper, my awesome paper full of very important ideas. I'm sure there's a sample page you could check out. I would then insert a new page because next I want references. Yeah, let's see if we can't find the sample paper to copy. Sample paper. Woohoo! All right. There we go. This is what I want. This is the sample paper, and it just has comments on the side here so that you know all about that. I'll post this in the access so that you can see. This paper is bold. Okay, so this is a student paper, so it doesn't have and it doesn't have any extra formatting. For some reason, it doesn't have a running head either. It's telling you different things. That's frustrating. All right. Anyway, so it looks like if I was actually going to write this, I do need to indent my first paragraph, but my title, which I'm just going to copy here, yeah, it needs to be centered, and then I just start writing. So if it does bold, which is different than MLA. MLA has no extra things. So I just write my paragraph, and then so each paragraph is indented. I'm going closer so you can see, but here is a whole bunch of different examples of like how you would integrate APA. And then the nice thing about this example is at the end, you have, oh, there's your figures before or inserted into the text or body. And here's your references. So I'll go back to my references where I have a whole bunch of information I don't need. And I just center references, so no extra, nothing extra. And then of course, like I begin, I alphabetize my references, which is exactly the same as the works cited. You don't write full names, you do just initials, period, comma, and you use ampersand. So this is the fancy ampersand. Just to shorten it, you have, so same information essentially as your MLA citation, but slightly different. So you only capitalize the first letter, or yeah, the first word after, and then everything else is in lowercase, which is different than MLA because you would capitalize all the important things, all the important words. You have the date in brackets immediately following the period after the authors. And then of course you have the periods. It's very similar. In MLA this would be in quotations, in APA it's not, but same progression, right? So I have the title of the paper, or the title of the paper, the container, italicized, which is the same as MLA. I don't have the vol or the number. I have the 64, and then that's italicized. This isn't. So this is the volume, this is the number, and then I have the page numbers. So it's slightly different. MLA used to be like this, and now it's different. And then period, and then of course I have the digital object identifier, so that I can, the public access one. Yeah, and so this gives you a lot of different examples of how to do the different citations, but the Purdue page is great. And it has, on this side, it has all of the different in-text citations, authors, endnotes, footnotes. APA does use a lot of endnotes and footnotes. MLA is minimal, maybe just footnotes. Footnotes appear at the bottom of each page, endnotes appear at the end of the document before the work cited or references. And then it just tells you, yeah, so articles, books, other print sources. But so since we already have our thing here, I can copy and paste one of these to remind you how to do. So maybe this is one of my sources. Well, okay. Remember what I'd want to do is, so it needs to be double spaced, which is APA as well. I don't double space things because I save paper. But remember, instead of enter and then to get the formatting to look really snazzy, you just pull in the bottom one here. And that's how you would format a file. Save as a template. APA template. Save. And that's what your APA paper should look like. Oh, for a student paper, this only includes the page number. So you don't actually, so maybe I would delete that because you don't need the title of your paper and apparently, and you don't need your last name like AP or like MLA. Okay, so then I would save that, and that would be my template.